This is a 2006 BMW X3. We'll be replacing the weather strip on the panoramic sunroof here. AKA this part here, the outer portion. First thing I'm going to do is go ahead and just roll back the front window here, the front sunroof window, just so that the edges here are a little more exposed. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove this next piece here, the back portion of the panoramic sunroof, so we can get to these portion here. While inside the vehicle, I'm going to remove the T25 here and here, which will hopefully release or free the sunroof here. So with the window all the way closed, the sunroof all the way closed, we're going to remove 4 T25s. I've already removed one here. There's one right behind here, as well as on the other side, exact same orientation, just backwards. I've already removed that one. So you can remove that one now. So we'll go ahead and remove those 4 T25s, and then I'm gonna kind of slide the sunroof back a little, like I did earlier in the video, and then I'm gonna pop this back portion. So I've removed those 4 T25s. Now I pretty much started wiggling it out. As you can see, it's starting to come out. So just gonna continue working it out, being very careful with this. And once I get that out, slide this window back a little bit just to expose the weather strip a little more, and then we're gonna remove this and get the new one in. I've got the window removed here, as y'all can see here. So what I'm gonna do now is just roll back the window a bit, sunroof, just enough to where this is just directly below the weather strip, so just a little further. All right, like so. So now I'm gonna go ahead and start removing this with like an ice pick and a little rubber pry tool and get this all off and cleaned up and get the new one installed. So after I ripped off the old weather strip on here, went ahead and cleaned it off real good, get all that glue, tape, whatever, double-sided tape off of it. Took about an hour or so just to get it real good cleaned up. You want to pretty much get as smooth as possible, just so you know the new one will adhere properly. And so if you look at the new weather strip, you'll notice that it's this weird shape like this. So the part that curves downward, let me get the other side, it's a little better view. The part that curves downward right here will be facing down. So this point right here where there's like a little lip at the end will face upward. So I'm gonna go ahead and start right here. Pretty much the center will be even with the little shark fin antenna thing. So I'm gonna start here and just go all the way around, making sure that it adheres flush and get everything good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting this on, and we'll be done soon. So just want to show y'all a quick way of how I'm doing it. So I started off here, as you can see, pretty much just kind of eyeballed it, went all the way around. Keep going, make sure it's all flushed in there. The edges are kind of a little easier than doing the door trim, to be honest. So a little trick I've noticed, that if you just kind of keep the end of it tight for the double-sided tape, you can kind of match it up to the body itself. And as you pull the tape, just kind of push up against here. So with one hand pulling here, keep it lined up straight, the other hand making sure it adheres properly. So just a little tip there, but we'll get this done and we'll get this window back on. So now the new weather strip is installed. You can see, go all the way around. There was a little excess, so I did have to cut it up here. It's all good though. So now I'm gonna go ahead and close this portion of the window and try to slide the back portion of the panoramic sunroof in. There's some points on the side of it that might get stuck here. Just kind of push this back and just trying to wiggle it in, and then reinstall it. So let's just go ahead and put this forward first, and then get the new reinstall the other part of the sunroof. So after closing the sunroof here, as you can see, it's kind of meets up, matched in. Back one is now in as well. Just a little FYI, it is kind of a pain to get this in. Just gotta be patient. Kind of work the angles. You can see right here. The sides of it that stick out on this piece of the window, the glass, will get stuck on here. So you kind of have to work the angles out and just kind of lightly tap it through. probably next time when I do something like this, I'll get it in first and kind of like work the angles to get the sides in, just make my life a little easier. So now that we got it in, as you can see, it's kind of sticking downward further in on that end. We're gonna come inside and lift it up a little bit and get those T25s back in place. And after that, we should be done. So let's get them in. So I now have all my T25s in, but before I actually tighten them down, they're kind of just set in place right now. I'm gonna want to make sure it actually sits perfectly flush. As you can see, you have a little bit of leeway. Just kind of, before you tighten it down, just lift it up, making sure it's a little flush on the sides and the corners, and then tightening it down. So I'm gonna do that with both sides, and then we'll be done. All right, so everything's tightened down. Window is nice and flush with everything. So we're all done. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe. More videos to come.